It's Friday. We're gonna talk about what's sold. Yeah, it's Friday. I hope you sold something too. Ah, yes, I really, really do. It's Friday. Hi, it's me again, and it's Friday. So we are gonna talk about some things that sold from my eBay store this week. As usual, I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it, well, what the item is, how much I paid for it, how much it sold for, and then what the net profit is after we back out all of those fees and things, and the cost of goods too. Got Winslow here. Pipe down, will you? But first, I want to start with this little mystery. So I have this item. I bought it for $1 because it was so odd, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I asked the seller, who was the collector that purchased it, and he didn't even know what it was. It's got a little indentation here. You can obviously slide something in here. My first guess was maybe it held cigarettes right there on your table. It's definitely an old vintage verging into antique. This is actually the same sale where I got my top hat that we talked about last week. So lots of antiques and old things there. I mean, it's totally open, so it certainly could be a vase, could take a little drink out of there. It's kind of the shape of a flask, but of course no topper. Tell me, what is it? What is it? I want to list it. I want to sell it. But what is it? Okay, so now going on with what did sell this week, I'm starting out with a banger of a set of flatware. And I'm telling you, if you're not selling flatware, give it a shot. Give it a shot, I tell you. This was a beautiful brand new set of Lennox Butler's Pantry, is what the pattern was called. Service for 12. They were all still in their individual sleeves. Fabulous. I did take a gamble at $95, but I thought this is going to be really good. It was in one of my sourcing videos, so you may remember that. So I paid $95. It sold for $350, giving me a profit of $207.16, and it took 4 months to sell. And I do feel like people are going to be buying flatware right now because we're coming up on family gatherings, holidays, all of that jazz. So, okay, this eagle that also came from this same sale. I mean, there's just a bounty of good things from that sale. But this eagle, it was a topper, maybe for a flagpole. You could also put it on a fence post, top whatever you like with it. It was metal, no maker's mark. But I knew it was going to be good, and I got it for $3. It sold for $70, giving me $43.29, and it only took 2 weeks for that to go. That one was pretty cool. And it was like pristine too. I don't think it ever was used as a topper for anything. So, all right, the next one here, this is some vintage Huntington Pacific wall tiles. These were most likely for a bathroom, had a speckled pattern on them. They were $2. I sold them for $68, and that gave me $53.82, and they took 2 months to sell. And I think I'm remembering right that there was 28 total in the box. Some were edge pieces, most of them were just square. So, okay, here's some more flatware. So I'm going through this kind of fast here because your time is valuable. And I got a lady coming at 4 to buy some Christmas ornaments. So let's go. These are Rogers stainless Korea, and the handles were stainless, but they were bamboo shaped. Very nice. I sell this pattern all the time. This one I picked up for $3, sold for $24, giving me $16.58, and it only took 1 month for those to go. All right, this was kind of fun. This was, the brand is Axis Scientific, and it was the model of the human eyeball. It was really neat. I took it apart, put it back together. I got it for $1. It sold for $34, and that gave me $27.02, and it took 4 months for that one to sell. All right, do we recognize this? I sure did I saw it an aisle away at the thrift store. This pattern on the dress is the pattern of the carpet of the Overlook Hotel in the movie The Shining, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. This dress actually wasn't even branded, but I knew it was perfect timing for it. So I picked it up for $8, sold for $30, and that gave me $17.19, and it just took 2 weeks to go. Perfect timing for Halloween. All right, now you see this here looks like a bundle. And that's great. eBay has a new way they're doing it. If someone buys 2 things, they automatically bundle it for you instead of you bundling them or combining them when you go to ship the items. But this caused a problem because the person purchasing sent me a message and said they wanted to cancel just the headphones. We can't do that anymore. You can't just select one item and cancel it. So I had to call eBay, get it all figured out, and the guy told me that we just have to refund the one item for the full amount, but it still stays on the sale record that it was in there. So I don't love that. I would love it if we could just, put a check mark next to the one item and say cancel. And, it would ask you the reason and you'd say buyer requested. But we can't do that anymore. So hopefully they're working on that. It worked out, but it just took way longer than it should have for that one. So I sold the PlayStation. It's a PSP 1000. I paid too much for it at $28. I thought it was going to be this big, great thing that I was going to learn about and make a bunch of money. And then I paid $20 for it. And then I had to pay $8 to buy a new battery for it. And it did work and everything, so that was great. And it did sell for $79, and my profit on that was $39.43. So I didn't miss out on, I didn't go negative or anything, and I got some money, but I should have researched it more when I decided to buy it. It did only take a week to sell too, so it was fast money and it was easy, but I don't know. I need to learn more about that, about video games and video game units, all that stuff. All right, so more flatware. Surprise. This is the vintage Oneida Michelangelo, which is my number one favorite pattern to sell, mostly because I learned how to eat on the Oneida Michelangelo set. So I ended up buying a huge amount of Michelangelo once, and I paid up. It was in great shape. It came in these trays. I got 2 service for 8 sets. I got the serving set, and I got a set of iced teaspoons. It was just the gift they kept on giving there. But so this set here is 40 pieces and service for 8. And it comes with the tray that you see. And I paid $120 for it. Sold for $250. And that gave me $95.16 in my pocket. And it took 7 months to sell. So I still have one just like this, except for it's missing 1 fork. So I'm kind of on a hunt to fulfill it. But I do have it listed without the fork. So, okay, now, and on that vein too, that's the Michelangelo pattern. They also have a Raphael. There is a, oh my gosh, it's all the big artist names or all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So when you see those, they are going to be most likely a good seller for you. So check them out. All right, now this vest is beautiful. If you haven't heard of Filson, now you have. It's a great brand. Let's see. This is their Mackinac vest. I picked it up for just $5. I was shocked when I did. And it sold for $115. That gave me $93.95. And it did take 18 months to sell, which really surprised me. But it could be just on the style. But great money in Filson. Okay, now these 2 little dishes, they're actually one was 6-inch and one was 4-inch. This is the Royal Crown Derby. It had a gilded edge, beautiful floral pattern, just beautiful little, they're candy dishes. And these I paid $5 for. They sold for $95, giving me $76.08, and they only took a week to sell. So when you see Royal Crown Derby, definitely look into that. Check what the pattern is. Some patterns, of course, are better than others, but that is a good one. All right, now here's a sweater, Ann Pinkerton sweater. I got this one for $5. It sold for $27, and that gave me $22.39, and it took a whole year for that to sell. So not sure about the Ann Pinkerton in the future. Okay, now this is 2 pieces. They are the same seam, but these are, it's called marquetry work. It's done in Italy, and how they do it, these are not painted. They're tiny pieces of wood that they cut out in the different shades to make the scenes, and they are all inlaid. Beautiful work. These I got for $5, and they sold for $30, giving me $20.19, and it just took 3 weeks for those to go. And on the back, they were marked made in Italy, just, so I did know that they were authentic marquetry from Italy. All right, now here's a rock. This is actually, it's a septarian nodule. Say that if you want to sound smart. This is my septarian nodule bookend set. I got this at the same sale where I got this. And that, let's see, I paid $2 for. Sold for $51, and that gave me $40.03, and it only took 3 weeks for that to sell. And let me tell you, that weighed 20 pounds. Shipping it out, here you go, sorry. But that was a good one. All right, now moving on to some St. John. Hey, Winslow, stop. Hold on just a sec here. Stop doing that. There you go. Okay. He's making some unsavory sounds in the background there. Now, these St. John pants, they are St. John Sport. It was a Santana knit jogger pants. I got them for $4.69. They sold for $49, and that gave me $36.84, and it took 6 months for those to sell. I love the St. John. Okay, more flatware. This brand is called Interper, and the style is called INR2. I'm assuming Interper R2. Regal 2, maybe. Who knows? But these were a vintage set, 29 pieces. I got them for $2. They sold for $70, and that gave me $57.59, and it took just 2 months for those to go. Okay, now this little guy, this is, well, it's called a candelier. And what it is, it's a lantern, either for emergencies, camping, whatever you want. But it's there's 3 candles inside of it instead of it using any kind of fuel, liquid fuel. And this one I got for $2 at the same sale where I got this thing. And it sold for $39, giving me $30.11, and it just took 2 weeks for that one to go. It was brand new, original everything. It was great. All right. Oh, here's some yarn. This is a little bundle I made of just kind of the ones that didn't have multiples of the same color. So 9 hanks of beautiful yarn, cashmere's, wools, all kinds of things. These I paid $6.03 for. They sold for $78, and that gave me $60.73, and it took 3 months for those to sell. Right, now this is a pair of the Hestra gloves. You might have seen the video where we went to the Hestra sample sale. Great, I'm hoping that this is the first of many gloves to go out of here this winter. I paid $13 for these Hestra Talberg gloves. They're made of elk leather, and they were wool lined. 13 in, they sold for $85, giving me $60.05, and it took 2 months for those to sell. Okay, we have a Uniqlo vest. It is the tan Sherpa fleece vest, and I got it for $2, and it sold for $23, giving me $19.11, and they took 18 months to sell. And the reason why I paused there is because it's time for me to go talk to this lady and get some money. I'm selling a huge pile of shiny bright ornaments to her for $70, mainly because I didn't have the energy to list, small batches of them, so I'm selling the whole lot of them. I paid, let's see, I'm like $4 in on them, so it's pretty good. I'm going to be right back for you. And I got to go talk to her. Hold on. All right, here I am with $70 more in my pocket. So, and she was real happy. Nice lady. But moving on. They'll change back. I promise. I was outside. Okay, so the next thing is this really cool mid-century light cover. What actually happened was we had purchased 2 of these for $11, and one got broken. So things like that happen. So my cost of goods for the one light cover is now $11, and I did sell it for $30, giving me $12.75, and it took 7 months for that to sell. All right, here is a purse. I got this Bagalini purse at a yard sale for 50 cents. Who's going to pass that up, right? And gosh, it sold for $22, giving me $17.53, and it took 10 months for that one to sell. All right, now this thing, I remember I regretted buying it immediately. It was brand new in the box, and that's always makes things tempting. I paid $5 for this, it was an oversized champagne glass by Refinery. I think it was just the Refinery. I paid $5 for it. Sold for $20, and that gave me $11.49 in profit, and it took 18 whole months for that to sell. And I don't think I would pick that up again. It is tempting when things are brand new, of course, and I don't know, I'm sure you've done it too. So moving on, this is a pair of pants, Social Standard by Sanctuary. I actually got these for $1 at the Habitat for Humanity store. They were having a $1 clothing sale, so I got a few things to try, but anyway, I got it for $1, sold for $19, and that gave me $14.62, and it took 14 months for those to sell. All right, now do you recognize that checkerboard pattern? I'm sure you do. This is a Mackenzie Childs box, just the box. Something really fun and fancy came in it, I'm sure. But I picked up just the box only for $1 at a yard sale, sold for $22, and that gave me $17.24 in my pocket, and that took 3 months to sell. Keep your eye out for expensive brands. A lot of times their packaging is going to sell as well. I mean, one time I sold a Rolex box for, I don't know, it was over $100. That was a good one, but keep your eye out for stuff like that. Okay, now this little guy, this is a vintage Gemmy, Gemmy. This is a little cardinal, and it's motion activated, and it sings a little song. Real cute. I got it for $5. It sold for $35, and that gave me $24.54, and that took 6 months to go. Okay, a belt buckle. This is a solid brass. BTS is the brand. Has a pheasant on it and a relief raised pattern. I paid $2 for the buckle. It sold for $15, giving me $10.15, and it only took a month for that one to go. Sometimes buckles are really good. I mean, that was decent. All right, now here is a whole pile of keys. If you've been a long time watcher, you remember I bought a whole locksmithing kit from 80s and 90s vehicles and it's all by Curtis. This is a lot of 42 key blanks for Ford cars. Remember, you used to have a circle one for the door and the square one for the engine. And my brain's thinking, wait, was it reversed? I think that's right. Yeah, circle for the door and a square shaped one for the engine. So anyway, I got these for $2. They sold for $35, and that gave me $27.55 in profit, and it took 5 months for those to sell. I don't think that's right, though. It's not 5 months. It's a year and 5 months for those to sell, because I did get those last spring, and it's just been fantastic. I'm so glad that I picked all of that up. I've made hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But what I did learn is that now eBay did change their policy. If you have any kind of cool tool that is used for key cutting, that is not allowed. That is now on the Vero list. Because I did have some of the little, they were like code things that you put in the key cutter to cut the keys. And they did pull those. And I got a note about it. So I did sell a bunch of them, and then they changed the policy, and those are not allowed anymore. But key blanks you can still sell. All right. Next up is a St. John, another St. John piece. This is a black Santana knit, dressy like a blazer jacket. It had a zip, but you can see it has buttons on there as well with a gold trim. I got this one for $7.74. It sold for $76, and that gave me $58.02, and it took 19 months for that to go. And our final item, it's on the Poshmark, yay! As you can see, I'm not so much into the Poshmark as I am into the eBay, but that's okay, because every time actually I think about quitting and not dealing with Poshmark, I sell something. So maybe I should work that into my thoughts every day. We'll see. But this was a beautiful Land's End 100% cashmere cardigan sweater. I got it for $1.88, sold for $33, and that gave me $24.52, and it took 2 months for that to sell. So that is it that we're going to talk about today. Gosh, it's a cold weekend here, so there's really not many yard sales. I am going to have a video on Monday where I show you a sale that I hit, and then also kind of just showing you the haul from a sale that I went to last weekend that I actually didn't film, but I got some really good stuff, so I did want to share that with you. So I will see you on Monday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you find some treasure, and if you do, get it listed and get it sold.